ONIC have some solid answers as well. And just like Gideon pointed out, it is much more even here this time around.
Yeah, this seems like a much more straightforward draft from both teams. It's honest, it's simple, the game plan is there. There's nothing cheeky, there's no crazy Selena, there's no weird healers on the field. I'm excited to see how Lunar decides to rotate. How much is he going to harass from this EXP lane?
All right, quick check on the emblems again. It's going to be the Bargain Hunter this time for Kelra on the Moskov, trying to get that item power spike. Quick Suns!
A lot of damage on Hassan's first blood already, but Tienzi in a little bit of trouble. Keyboy will respond with a kill of his own. Jungler for mid lane. Feels like a win for ONIC, and now Kyrie's looking for more. Dashes in the mid side, gets some good damage on Rosa. Pagu as well, but Kyrie can't get the finish. But still, they may have to go back after this lane.
Keyboy.
Kyrie once more! Pagu falls, but Keyboy gets the kill.
Deja vu to game number 1. It's ONIC who strike here early on, getting the lead 2-1. Last time it was a 1-0 pick up on Tienzi. And just like in game number 1, it seems like Aurora are going to have to force, or are going to be forced to climb back in this game already. No purple buff on the Ling, but everything still is relatively calm, right? Some pretty good picks here and there.
Yeah.
Just that.
I mean, overall, they're going to go back and forth. It's the same thing we saw last time. Like you said, last time it was 2-2 in the first 3 minutes. Gold sitting at a standstill. Tienzi, just like last time, takes a death right in the beginning of the match. Can he recover like he did last time? Kyrie, though, it's sad that those kills had to go into the pocket of Keyboy. 2-0 and 0 would have looked a lot better in Kyrie's hands, but still, a win is a win in the book of ONIC right now. Turtle is up.
Tempo-wise, Aurora have been able to keep up with ONIC, and the thing is, with Rosa staying alive earlier in that skirmish, he'll be able to get level 4 before Sans. Sans has gone to the XP lane, soaked in the entire wave, and still isn't 4 just yet. He'll get 4 very soon.
There it is.
That means Tienzi will almost a steal. What a crazy SOD to be sending there. Sans steals the Wrath of the Dryad. Lunar again with a tempo in the bottom lane. ONIC on the turtle.
Yeah, Lunar's going to have to try to make his way up. Tienzi is looking for a possible steal here. Lunar is going to try to open things up. Kyrie still able to get it. Tempest of Blaze does come down right next to Kyrie. Kyrie takes a bit of damage, forces the top side. Rosa falls to Loopy, but Tienzi also low, and Keyboy gets the kill. ONIC finally responding in game number 2 as Pagu falls. Sigiboom comes in with a blazing duet, but unable to get the finishing blow on any members of ONIC. Keyboy still chasing down Lunar. Loopy uses the flicker, gets the final hit. No, it's Keyboy who dashes in to finish him off.
A big win from the Sky Kings, this time on turtle number 1. They learned from their mistakes. It wasn't over, and that's why Sigiboom couldn't stay for a bit longer for Lunar to deal enough damage over on Keyboy, and then the dive happened.
Yeah, at this point, ONIC has taken a decent lead. Still no kills into the pocket of Kyrie, but Loopy being 2-0 and 2 on this Uranus can be a problem. Yes, they have the hard lockdown with Pagu, they have the small stun with Rosa, but still it doesn't feel like enough to deal with a well-fed Uranus, and Loopy's going to start harassing into this jungle. He's going to start becoming a problem for Tienzi, a problem for Rosa.
Despite that win for ONIC, the lead is still pretty much non-existent, just a 1,000 goal lead between the two. Tienzi still level in XP against Kyrie despite dying 2 times. And it now comes down to who utilizes the Wrath of the Dryad better. Sans has been on it 24/7, always, after getting that level 4, stealing the Wrath of the Dryad over. Kyrie with a jump up top.
A lot of damage. Sigiboom might not be able to get away from this. Use the BMI, and in comes Tienzi. Just to try to ward him off. Keyboy is there as well. The disengage is clean from Aurora.
That's a massive win for ONIC. They were able to bait out the Purify, a Blazing Duet, and the Tempest of Blades with the Retribution as well. This should be free for ONIC, but it's always awkward. Rosa!
Boy, trying to get the knock-up, will go in, gets the kick, but it goes the wrong way. Well played by Rosa, but another utility gone. Flicker off the map for Rosa. Loopy now, harassing them away. They know they can't fight for the turtle. But ONIC doesn't just want the turtle, they want a little bit more. A lot of damage onto Pagu. Wrath of Dryad does come out from Sans. It's enough to buy time to take out Pagu. Kyrie gets the kill, and Loopy continues to zone Sigiboom and Rosa away.
A stack on the Sky Piercer for Kyrie. He wants a bit more now as Sans rotates over to mid, but that is a Hilda. Lunar's still going to be able to survive right now as Pagu wasn't... Oh, wait a second, a dive perhaps? No. Lunar gets away, the SOD thrown into the bottom lane, but Tienzi is still able to clear it out. purple buff gonna be threatened now. ONIC know what they need to take, but they will play it slow. Sans in mid!
Sans takes a lot of damage. Lunar gets the kill. And now Aurora's gonna just, I mean, at this point, they just want their purple. You guys are in our territory. They don't want to fight. They're just trying to gain some ground on the map.
And this is where you get to see Rosa and Sans be a lot more vulnerable than in previous metas against tanks. If you walk up too aggressive, which is both their tendencies, you are going to be punished. This isn't the tank meta where you can actually just stay up front and then just escape. This is the assassin meta. You get caught, you're dead. Keyboy setting up for something.
Keyboy looking for a possible kick, lands it on TNZ. Kyrie gonna be able to get the final blow in, and that's another kill into the hand of Kyrie to stack onto that piercer. In the mid side though, Loopy taking a little bit of shots. Whoa! Kyrie goes down, Siggyboom able to get the kill. As Loopy tries to move in, but Kelra with an SOD into the back line, forcing them under the base. Loopy flickers in, and Rosa goes down. Kelra getting the kill, and now Lunar's in a bad spot. Keyboy looking for the knock-up. Pagu also hiding under the tower. ONIC are moving on to that tier 3 in the boss side as they push Aurora back once again.
Oh my god! It's so beautiful to watch. Chaotic MLBB, but amazing nonetheless. Aurora trying to respond over by being proactive after TNZ got picked off, but then again, it's ONIC improvising their way into a teamfight win, just playing and threading the needles over these turrets, finding those skirmishes, and literally just brute forcing their way into a teamfight win.
And that's what it's been for so many games. We saw it in the last series, SRG, able to brute force their way in. And now ONIC showing that they can go toe-to-toe, play the same type of game as the others. Last turtle on the map, Aurora. Probably won't even be able to fight for this. They just want to go for their purple.
Nope. I think they're gonna have to give this away unless TNZ finds a miraculous steal, but on Cho, on the hands of Keyboy, I don't think you're gonna try to actually walk up there. There's been a couple of times already where he's been caught by the Jeet Kune Do. Keyboy just has a way with the Cho whenever he's up against an assassin. And that's why TNZ, the man who's been popping off all throughout MSC, is now 0-3 against ONIC ID in game number 2.
Yeah, Aurora can't really start these fights at this point. They have to kind of let ONIC come to them and look for the bait. They have to get Keyboy a little bit too deep, or Sans a little bit too deep, to where they can respond and envelop the enemy. ONIC, on the other hand, has been able to catch Aurora off guard time and time again. Loopy going to take a couple shots, should be okay. Doesn't have the consecration right now, but still not a huge problem. Oh! Into the backside, TNZ with the Tempest of Blades, does land down onto Kelra. Kelra's able to backstep, a lot of damage back onto Lunar. Kyrie,
Wait, the dragon
jump in, a nice way the dragon. TNZ goes down. Every time Aurora tries to make a play, ONIC responds quicker, and there's Keyboy, lands onto Pagu, zoning the rest of the team back. They're able to get another kill, double for Sans. As ONIC advances, Holy Defense goes so down, but in the backside, Keyboy once again setting up the fight for his team.
What a play. Siggyboom able to still get a shutdown, but Keyboy goes in with the Jeet Kune Do, baits out the flicker from Rosa, but finds the Jeet Kune Do on Pagu. So at the end of the day, it's still a forced error. They're still able to utilize all of their resources well enough to punish Aurora and their awkward movements. It really comes down to these members playing as individuals. You gotta win those 1v1s. It's been a lot of 1v1s across the map in game number 1, but now ONIC have read it. They finally are able to adapt to the circumstances that Aurora have put them in, and Aurora, they're the ones who are struggling to even find a structure right now. That's gonna be their first structure in the game. Turret tier 1 down below, but TNZ's a level down on Kai, about to be 2.
And look at Keyboy in this bush. Siggyboom needs to be careful. May get caught out here. And I feel like so much is on the shoulders of Siggyboom right now with the game that TNZ has had. He is just not able to fully pop off. He has been a target for so long.
Holy moly.
Siggyboom, on the other hand, still has the ability to scale up. But to be able to do that, you need Pagu, you need Lunar to be able to set something up for the team.
I'm surprised ONIC aren't just blitzing the Lord right now, knowing that Kyrie is 3 whole levels ahead of TNZ, and they have Moskov to play out in the side lane. But they're gonna take it slow. Aurora are the ones holding the Lord, but look at Kelra up top. This is a bad move.
Kyrie forced away. A big kick by Keyboy with a wave of dragon onto Rosa. Rosa's gonna go down. Kyrie able to get the kill. Now Pagu also caught in between 3 members as Loopy in the backside zones them all back. Kelra up in the top side, chipping away at this tower. Roars is trying to defend the base. Now look at the damage on TNZ. Tempest of Blaze comes down, but it's just not enough. Songs into the backside. Lunar, Aurora are scattered as ONIC close in onto the base to tie this game, tie this series. But they gotta wait for another wave. It's Lunar, 4 seconds on the clock for Rosa, 8 for Pagu. Can they bide enough time? Can they hold the defense? ONIC knocking at the door, another wave of minions comes out. Pagu's there as well, doesn't have a Wrath of Dream, but look at the big stun, look at the damage from Rosa. Aurora Gaming live to go another day as Lunar dashes in, gets pushed back, and ONIC has to run away at this one.
That was a bit of greed from ONIC. They got everything. Yes, good plays by Aurora, but ONIC stayed too long when the Lord was up as well. They could have backed off, went straight for the Lord, but instead they tried to double down on the end and they got caught. That's the thing. That's the beauty of this meta. Doesn't really matter if you're 8,000 gold ahead. One mistake can set you back, and it almost did. What is that damage? It's a whole 1,000 gold difference in the mid lane, yet Rosa was able to burst down these squishy members of ONIC. Oh, Aurora really wished for TNZ to be up right there, dude. That would have been the dream for the burst to come through, TNZ to respawn just on time, getting the pitch boys. But even then, ONIC still have an 8,000 gold lead. They have that far lane control, and they're going to try to burst this Lord.
Even if Pagu had the Wrath of Dread in that split second there, he was still waiting on cooldown. All it took was a couple more seconds. That could have gone horribly, horribly worse for ONIC. And I think this is why they've been taking it slow. This is why they've been careful at their approach in these fights, because at any moment, the combo play is there. We're down to 12.5 minutes, and Aurora still has some ways to respond.
So now we got to talk about the wave clear. Honestly, not too good for Aurora. In a way, usually when you have a Ling, you can actually split these minions apart. You can stagger the waves just by clearing the side lane. But with a Moskov on ONIC's hands, with a 9,000 gold lead as well, don't really think that's going to happen. ONIC are going to be able to handle all 3 waves. So Aurora, they might have to lose all their base turrets if they want to survive in the game.
All right, Aurora going to be able to defend down the mid. They clear the tower, but a Lord is coming down the top as ONIC moves on to the boss side wave. They want to try to crack another inhibitor. Keyboy dashes in with the G-Kundo. A big stun from Rosa. The ult doesn't quite connect. Kyrie able to phase out. Aurora defend the tower. They move on to the top Lord, and ONIC get nothing in that push.
Wow. Still a stellar defense. I really thought that the base turrets would go down with that Lord, knowing that they have so much tempo in the Moskov as well, but Aurora, they've already used the Electric Keyboy!
Gets the kick, but is it enough? Tempest of Blades on the backside. A lot of damage on Loopy. Loopy tries to dive in. He's forced to flicker out. Kyrie to the backside. Gets nice damage on Pagu. Finally gets the kill. TNZ taking shots from Kelra as Kelra dashes in, and Kyrie's got his back. Siggy Boom with a blazing duet on Loopy and Songs, trying to chase him down, but Loopy's on his back. He BMI's back, but not before he gets the shutdown.
2 whole shutdowns for Siggy Boom. They lose out on their 2 base turrets in the sides. But my goodness, did every BMI back last second, 2 members down. ONIC now on the defense. Aurora back in the game. Trex, 10,000 gold leads in this meta. It doesn't really feel like the normal 10K.
It doesn't at all. Big SOD doesn't connect. Aurora getting their second structure of the game.
Oh my God.
At 15 minutes in and hanging on a prayer right now. But showing that at any moment they can still outplay, and ONIC has to respect it.
And now it's back to that slow build. It was Winter Crown earlier for Siggy Boom. He sells it, gets the win in nature, knows just how much there is of a threat from ONIC when it comes to the physical damage. Kelra scaled up completely. Kyrie on the Hirara, a menace. Shut down, but still a menace. Not as many stacks on the Sky Piercer, but that survivability of his. Now Aurora,
the Keyboy.
do they read it out? Do they do housekeeping properly, right?
Pagu's
done it.
Doing it, but it's already on Rosa. He's already looking for the kick. Rosa flickers, stops him. Keyboy makes the whip, but it's an SOD from Kelra. Able to still find into the back, but wait, Kelra's in trouble.
Oh my God.
Able to wind of nature, very clean. He backs up, he sidesteps, but he's still pushed against the wall, and he finally goes down.
That's not worth it.
ONIC
Kelra for Rosa is not worth it.
In trouble. Lunar, maybe in a bad spot as well. Kyrie able to pick him up. It's two members down on the side of Aurora. Pagu, Siggy Boom, trying to defend. Sans moves on. Pagu goes down. A double kill for Kyrie. TNZ, where are you? They need you. You gotta get back to base.
Up top, Siggy Boom clearing out the wave. Final baser of the game gonna be falling. Keyboy.
A lot of damage. He will go down. Keyboy finally gets the kick. And it's Siggy Boom. 6 seconds on the clock for Rosa. Siggy Boom may not be able to do this alone. He doesn't have the blazing duet. He doesn't have the damage. He's trying to defend. The base is low.
He's cleared it.
Rosa's back. And Kyrie's down.
No way.
Aurora still holds on. The iframes are there. But ONIC wants to end it. Can Rosa do it on his own? And Lunar's back up. The base not down.